Okay, so we're going to start with example number 1. And the thing about these questions is sometimes the numbers can be kind of just hinted at. And this is one of those questions. So when you look at this question, one of the hinted at things is this, that when it slows down and stops, what this means is I know that V2 is going to be 0. That means it's not a number there, but I do know the information. The other two pieces of information are really obvious, right? It gives you a 10.4 seconds. Seconds means it must be a time. So 10.4 seconds. And then it gives me a distance of 115 meters. Remember, the units are a really good hint as to what the numbers are about. Because this is seconds, it must be time, and this is meters, it must be a distance. So I want to know two things. The first thing I'm going to find out is what is V1, the initial velocity, and then I'm going to find out the acceleration. I have to do these separately, obviously. So we're going to start with V1. We're going to find out the velocity, the original velocity. Now, I've done my givens, right? I've shown that. And now I'm just going to pick my equation. So I need an equation that has V1, V2, T, and D in it. So if I look at my list, that would be this one because it has everything I have plus the thing I need. And that's really what I need to do is pick the equation that will work. So I know the D is 115, so I'm going to substitute it. I'm going to write down V1 because that's what I'm trying to solve for. V2 is 0. Don't forget divided by 2. And then my time is 10.4 seconds. Okay, so now you'll notice I'm following my own steps here, right? I said in order to do this, I want you to write down the equation, which I've done, and then substitute. So that's my equation and my substitution. Now I'm going to solve. The number of steps you need to solve is really up to you. That is very personal, and there's no real number. If you can put this all in your calculator and solve it, go for it. If you need to write out a bunch of steps, that's fine too. That's kind of how your mathematical mind works. The first thing I'm going to do is move this 2 over. It's multiply on this side, so if it goes to the other side, it's divide on this side, so if it goes to the other side, it will become multiply. So I'm going to go 115, and I'm going to multiply by 2, because when the 2 moves over, divide, it goes to multiply, and that gives me this. Now, V1 plus 0 is just going to be V1, so I'm going to leave that, because the 0 basically just goes away, and I get this. This last step is pretty straightforward, because when I move the 10.4 over, it's multiply on this side. So when it goes to the other side, it will divide. So 230 divided by 10.4. Excellent. Nope, I didn't do it right in my calculator. That's what happens when you're rushing. 230 divided by 10.4. So one of the things I also have to think about while doing this is sig figs, right? So sig fig wise, if you look at it, the 0 is infinite. There's an infinite number of sig figs, so it doesn't count. My other numbers were 10.4 and 115. Both have 3 digits. So I'm going to write down 3 digits. So I got 22.11. So that will be 22.1 meters per second. I know it's meters per second because it's a velocity, and I'm dealing with meters and seconds. So I'm going to stop there, and then the second video will explain how to find the acceleration.